What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream, and happy Thursday, people. As we look back on Arsenal's comfortable victory last night in the Carabao Cup against Bolton Wanderers, a big difference from days gone by, man, where we used to get elbowed by Kevin Davis and Anelka and JJ Okocha, Djorkaeff and all them man back in the day at Bolton. Jussi Askalainen. They actually had a very good team back in the day, Bolton, but obviously times have changed for them now. League One, and listen, we got the victory that we needed. It was a straightforward victory in the end, and plenty of positives to take away from the game. And with the games coming up, we got a massive 8 or 9 days ahead. Obviously, there's an international break after next weekend's game, and we need to make sure that we're in a good position going into that international break. Unfortunately, there's another international break in October and November. So, obviously, we hope nothing happens to our players with what happened to Martin Odegaard in the last international break. Big up to everyone for tuning in. Hope you're well. Like the video, all of that good stuff. Subscribe. And, yeah, man, I really appreciate all the support last night on the stream. It was a great stream. I have to admit, there was times in the first half we were talking about old school computer games, consoles, hip hop, all of that stuff. Carabao Cup, very laid back. But it's a great stream. We got great numbers. Yeah, I stream on Twitch as well. Twitch gang, YouTube gang, big up the whole C unit. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to what happens in that competition because, and I said it from the start of the season, and not many people agreed. I know a lot of you guys did, but a lot of people I was speaking to, I said, listen, I'm very much serious about Arsenal winning this Carabao Cup. Like, genuinely, I am serious. I'm not one of these fans that's going to turn their nose up at a Carabao Cup. Arsenal need to win trophies. And I think winning a Carabao Cup can lead to, you know, winning a Premier League title. You learn how to win. And it's very important. So, for me, listen, we're already in the last 16, you know, and we're obviously got a good draw. If we can win that, we're in the quarterfinal already. A lot of people talking about Timber. I haven't heard nothing about Timber being injured. What I heard was that Timber was rested last night just due to the amount of game time. So if anybody has any news about Timber, see a few of you in the comments, let me know. But I've heard nothing about that. I thought from what I heard, it was simply he was being rested. He's been out of an ACL injury for 12 months, and they're not going to play him in the early rounds of the Carabao Cup. So I've heard nothing about Timber, but if anyone has any news articles, feel free to share it in the comments. Big up Keros said afternoon. LSU said silverware, just win. Come on, bro. Leahy said we got the look of the draw. Yep, we'll talk about that. Hold fire. K Hayes, big up Don Curtis and the goated community. Hope all is well. Blessings and respect from Grenada, I believe. Quote me if I'm wrong. Is Daniel Dubois from Grenada? I'm not sure. I know he said he was from somewhere in the Caribbean. Big up George, you said, Don Curtis Fan TV. It's defend for our lives and pray this weekend against Arsenal. Martinelli, triple captain. Wow, I don't think I've ever heard anybody triple captain Martinelli. Georgie is obviously a big Leicester fan. We play Leicester this weekend. Vic said, I stupidly paid 200 for Arsenal Birmingham Carling Cup final. Thought it was a banker. Them days there, nothing was stable at Arsenal, was it? You would have thought so, but Obafemi Martins and Chesney and all that. He is from Grenada. Yeah, he is, man. Big up. Jason Roberts. I've met Jason Roberts a few times, actually. The boys, Grenada and Guyanese. Yeah, man. Big up Caribbean settings, you know. Anyway, let's get into... And you're right, I'd probably triple captain Saka rather than Martinelli. You got to think Martinelli's unlikely to play 90 minutes as well with Sterling. Trossard's back from suspension as well. So I actually wouldn't triple captain Martinelli. You watch, I'll say that he'll score a hat-trick. But you know what I'm saying? I doubt he'll get 90 minutes, and he's not the most prolific at the moment anyway. Right, let's talk about last night's game. Sidon, yeah, where is Sidon? He's another one who's disappeared. Buenos Aires Guna and Sidon have disappeared from the community. Big up John Layup for the reminder. Where have they gone, people? Where have they gone? But anyway, let's talk about last night's game. We handled business. A little bit disappointed we conceded, but nothing to cry about, that's for sure. We got hit on the break, and there was a reason, certainly, why we conceded that goal. and it wasn't the quickest of reasons. I'll give you a clue. It's a certain Italian centre midfielder that arrived from Chelsea. Just before we talk about in detail, if I said to every single Arsenal fan or any football fan in this community today, looking at that Arsenal team last night, who is the last player that you would have as the last defender in case we get hit on the counter-attack? You would definitely have said Jorginho. And for some reason, Jorginho is the last defender. What made me laugh so much about it when I look back at it is Jorginho is actually putting his head down, like, you know, when you're just putting your head down trying to sprint. By the end of it, the man just gave up. He looked up. He realised, I have got no chance here. I think Declan Rice actually recovered and got closer to the player than Jorginho. I mean, 28 pace. I said the Statue of Liberty has moved more than Jorginho did in that run. I'm sure a bit of wind moved the Statue of Liberty. But, nah, Jorginho is super slow. Jorginho's slow. You're not wrong, bro, Jack. You are not wrong. Big up my bro, Hakeem. You can't be playing top-level football and be that slow. Even Santi and Fabregas were not that slow. It's crazy. Listen, he tried. I'm not disrespecting him, man. It was like a double-decker bus trying to do a three-point turn. It wasn't going nowhere. But it was quite sad. He got the first 40 yards of the sprint form. I mean, it looked good, you know, head down, started to lift up. But the speed just wasn't there. If you're a FIFA player, man, give him a shadow card, give him a hunter card, anything that boosts the pace. However, let's go back through H as well. Remember H? H said, yeah, if somebody scores, he'll drop 200 in, and they scored and he disappeared. I respect it. He probably changed his name and his profile picture. 28 is being very diplomatic. All right, 18 pace. But listen, we handled business. Declan Rice with a goal, decent finish. Ethan Nwaneri with 2 goals. We're going to talk about him in more detail. Raheem Sterling got his first goal for Arsenal. An absolute belter of a goal. A toe poke from about a yard out. And Kai Havertz came on and finished off the job 5-1. Aaron Collins got the goal. He was the one that jogged away from Jorginho. Sevak said, Big C, what would your starting backline be moving forward? White was insane last season. I think Calafiori and Timber have been too good recently. I think in terms of Calafiori, it's too early to say, if I'm being totally honest. I thought Calafiori against Manchester City had an okay game. He struggled at times against Sevilla. The belter of a goal pushed that level of performance up. And even last night, he was okay, nothing more really. He got a very silly yellow card. But Ben White has been out of form. What I would say really is, listen, Timber is the cert for me. Timber is the cert. And we want Ben White to get back to the level of last season. I think Calafiori needs a little bit of time. I'm still not fully convinced he's a left-back. I know we love doing the left-footed centre-back at left-back that Pep does. But I still think Calafiori needs some time. I don't know if I would necessarily force him into the team straight away just because we've just bought him for £40 million. Ben White has had a couple of very good seasons, and I don't think 3 bad games is enough for me to just dismiss him. I would still, at this moment in time, probably go Ben White and Timber. Certainly when you're going into the more difficult games. However, because we're playing Leicester and Southampton the next couple of games, the manager might be thinking this is a good time for Calafiori to get used to the level of the league. But no, I would probably still be going Ben White and Timber. Calafiori can continue to push and see where he ends up. But that would be me at the moment, people. Ben White has a very good connection with Saka. And chemistry in football is not always something that happens. You can put 2 very good players, you know, fullback and on the wing, and they don't connect. Kyle Walker and Saka did not link up well for England in the summer, I didn't think. He looks a lot better with Trent at right back, and I don't think you can just dismiss what Ben White and Saka have as a chemistry. So I would still go Timber and Ben White at the moment. But obviously, like Olu said there, and you've nailed it, I don't think Arteta's just going to keep playing Timber all the time. He's had such a bad injury. You do have to manage the amount of football that you play when you just come back from that, you know. Just as an example, we've got a league game Saturday, Champions League Tuesday, another league game the week after. Will Timber play all 3 of them? Bear in mind he's going to get called up for the Dutch squad as well. So I think you'll see rotation. But I wouldn't give up on Ben White. He hasn't been in great form, but I think he'll be okay. Manager said he had a knock as well. Run the intro. I mean, listen, I wouldn't usually do it midstream, but I'm a man of the people. Run that ting! You know what? It was $2. You only get the first goal for $2. I can't lie, you know what I'm saying? But inflation is real. Big up your damn self. Anyway, we're going to get into player ratings. Big up to everyone tuned in. We need Timber for the Champions League. Definitely. Listen, we got a big 9 days coming up. Is there a chance of an appearance on Laurie's new channel, LL Sports and News? He has messaged me, and we are going to do something at some stage. Probably international break. So, yeah, man, why not? Yeah, listen, man, you know me, people. I'm a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man of... Run that blood clot. You know what I'm saying? I remember them bashment raves back in the day. Money for the pull-up. The tune was banging, man. Run up to the DJ, start throwing £10 at him to wheel it up. And then the next brother come up with a £20. It was mad. I used to think, yo, I might need to be a DJ. This is crazy. People throwing money at him to pull the tune up. Crazy times, people. But anyway, let's get into player ratings. And again, I haven't even planned these ratings, so we'll be freestyling. You guys get involved and let me know what you think. I think nearly every rating will be a pretty positive one anyway. Right, let's start off with Jack Porter. I'm going to give him a high rating because I'm not being funny. My thing will be... I'll ask everyone in the community, what were you doing at 16 years of age? And that, you know what I mean? There'll be multiple different answers. Some of you were in college. Some of you might have been outside in the streets, chasing gal or playing Pro Evo or whatever you was doing. 16 years of age, I thought that was a solid performance. One little dip in concentration, kicked the ball. But I thought, yeah, listen, I'm giving him a high rating. I'm giving him an 8. I'm giving him an 8. And people might go, what, 8? He didn't do... Nah, listen, concentration. One bad kick, not bad. He did well. The goal was nothing to do with him. Came and collected a couple crosses. I'm giving him an 8 purely for the age. You know what I mean? And remember, there was an 18-year-old goalkeeper on the bench, and he played ahead of him. So, you know what I'm saying? BBL City is my new favourite. It's right up there with the Edu Masterclass and Stand Up If You Hate Tottenham. Well, we'll stand up briefly for Tottenham. BBL City, I'm telling you, the only reason I didn't run with it too long is because we didn't beat them. If we'd have beat them, I'd have ran, like, I might have done a remix, you know, BBL City. But, you know, we didn't beat them. And this is what I said. The rivalry with Man City is beginning. But it only becomes a real rivalry with Manchester City once we clip them. And I don't mean clip them in terms of winning a game against them. I mean clip them in terms of winning a trophy ahead of them. A lot of people have been messaging me this week. Yo, the rivalry with City, it's real. I said, no, it's started. It isn't Keane and Vieira vibes, you know. It's underway. When it becomes really real is when we win a league title or beat them in a cup final. Leigh said, as long as you weren't in Diddy's dungeon at 16. Oh, my days. You know, Leigh's usually the most sensible of characters. He's dropped that one. He said that was a bad joke. Man gave up his own joke. But listen, the rivalry begins, but it isn't real yet. It becomes real once we win a trophy and stop them doing something. That's when it really kicks into gear. Then we'll start saying BBL City, you know. We'll make the diss track. You know, it's serious. He gets an 8 just purely for that. Josh Nichols at right back. I'll be honest, I thought he was a little bit careless in possession. He's a young buck as well, so I'm not going to be harsh. Defended pretty well. Nobody was getting past him. But just a few times on the ball, gave the ball away a little bit sloppy. I'll give him 6.5. Give him 6.5. I thought he defended quite well. He's only 18. 6.5 for Nichols. But you know that when those stakes get higher against better opposition, one thing you can't do at that level is give the ball away easily. And some of them were unforced. But nothing to worry about. 6.5. He's a rapid young player. And the thing is with this is, not every good young player makes it at the club. Sometimes they go out on loan, sometimes you sell them, sometimes they do make it. So we'll see what happens with him. Lewis Skelly at left back. Now, Lewis Skelly, he did give the ball away in the build-up to the goal that we conceded, right? So that is the little blemish. However, I think there's a real talent there with Lewis Skelly. Honestly, I'm not going to allow that giving the ball away to actually blemish his performance that much. I actually think he's one of the best young players at the club. I would say with Nwaneri, I think he's the one you're looking at going, he could end up in the first team. Like, I'm looking at him at left back, and without sounding disrespectful, I know this is Bolton Wanderers, but I feel more comfortable with Lewis Skelly at left back than I did with Zinchenko in terms of defending. I'm not even being disrespectful. And again, yeah, when he gets tested against better wingers, we'll get a better judgment, but I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Oh, the ball to Raheem. Round the corner, splits the right back. Raheem, and then the goal. I think he's a proper player, Lewis Skelly. Manage him properly. The only worry you would have, Timber, Calafiori, Kivior, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko. There's a whole heap, Kieran Tierney. There's a whole heap of first-team players that are going to play at left back. In the Premier League, is he going to get a lot of game time? That's the problem. Should Arsenal loan him out? Do you keep him for Carabao Cup? The problem you can have sometimes, if you keep a young player around for too long and they don't get a lot of football, they don't develop. That's what I think happened with Reece Nelson. Should have been loaned out younger and for longer and got more game time. Skelly was better than Nwaneri, says Don. Southern Gooner gives him an 8. Big up, Matt. Can we say Skelly is ahead of Kieran Tierney? I mean, Kieran Tierney is like the forgotten man of Arsenal, isn't he? He's here and nobody really knows where he is. What's the purpose? Why wasn't he sold or loaned out in the summer? I know he was injured, so maybe that was difficult. But big up Lewis Skelly. Matt said there was a period where he calmly held the ball off the player, stayed on his feet. Well done. Listen, I'm a big fan of this Skelly. I think he's a real talent. Needs to be developed. 8 out of 10 for me. Fraser said, Curtis, we beat the case. Well, we'll see about that. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to hear details about that yet, but we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if Man City got away with it anyway. The two centre-backs, Calafiori for me. I mean, I'm not going to mark anybody too low. I'll give him the same as Josh Nichols, 6.5. I don't think he played great. He got booked. He got dragged. He didn't get done. Not like they were like twisting him up, but he was just... He didn't look totally comfortable. I think it might take him a little bit of time. And what's his best position? Is he better as a left-back or a centre-back? I'm not sure. What do you guys think about his performance? I don't think it was great. Oh, City appeared to have defeated the Premier League on associated party transactions after a vote to amend rules was pulled at the last minute. But that's not the whole 115, bro. That's maybe a handful of them. You know, I'm going to give him 6.5 just to be kind. I'm not going to vote anybody probably lower than 6.5, but I don't want a £40 million centre-back to look uncomfortable against a League One team that are 7th from bottom. You know, let me just say that. I'm not going to be too harsh on him. Still very early in his Arsenal career. Is he better at left-back? Is he better at centre-back? Give him time. Don't rush him. Let's talk about Kivior. Was Kivior better? I mean, he didn't get booked. He played right centre-back. You guys giving Calafiori 6s and 7s, really. H giving him a 4. Wow, not that bad. Nowhere near that bad. Kivior's probably a little bit better. I give Kivior a 7. No problem with his performance, really. Which there shouldn't be. They didn't even attack us that much. So no problem. Let's talk about the midfield. Jorginho. I mean, it's been raining a lot in the UK, and you know when it rains, you get snails and stuff outside on the floor. And honestly, I walked out this morning, and there was a snail going quicker than Jorginho went yesterday. Like, how is he that slow? I thought he was swimming. He looked like he was treading water. Listen, let me just say something. I'm not going to mark him down based on the fact that he can't run, right? That's just too harsh. He's never been quick, right? And he didn't have a bad game. You see that ball that he played to Sterling second half? Nice pass. We know he can't run. Like, honestly, I thought he was swimming on the pitch doing breaststroke, just like, you know what I mean? I said, nah, this brother is slow. But he played all right. I'm giving him a 7. He played a great ball to Raheem Sterling. And at the end of the day, I'm sure it wasn't his decision to be the last defender knowing he was that slow. Uncle George, he gets a 7. He played well. The goal ain't his fault. You don't have what you don't have, people. You don't have what you don't have, you know? And he don't have pace, so I've got no problem. He played well. Played a great couple passes. Held the midfield together. He's good on the ball, but damn, don't ever have him as the last defender. Honestly, Robbie running up the steps in Philadelphia is quicker than Jorginho. No joke, people. No joke. Especially now Robbie's all, you know, slim and trimmed down and all that. Brother, Jorginho, never be the last defender. Imagine Mertesacker and Jorginho in a 100-metre sprint. It'd take a week for the race to finish. It's madness. But now, Jorginho played well, honestly. Honestly, I'm not going to blame him because he's slow. I knew he was slow. I've no problem with a slow player being outpaced. He was in a position on the pitch he shouldn't be in. He should not have been the last defender. So, no problem. 7 out of 10. Declan Rice. I was surprised he played, but he did well. Scored a good goal. I'll give him an 8. Solid performance. Came off second half. No problem. 8 out of 10 for Deckers. Think you're rating players based on how you feel about them? No, not at all. Sean, tell me which ones you think I've given too low or too high. I don't think. I've given Porter an 8. Okay, maybe he didn't play at an 8, but he's 16 years of age. Nichols, 6.5, gave the ball away. Calafiori, 6.5. Got caught, gave away a yellow card, but the goal isn't his fault. Kivior, 7, thought he was slightly better. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 8, thought he was really good. Georgie, way too high. Honestly, outside of getting outpaced, which was hilarious, what did he do wrong? 7. Kept the ball well, played a great ball to Sterling. I thought he played okay. Declan Rice, 8. He scored a good goal and played well. So, Georgie, way too... he didn't have a bad game. Don't let him being outpaced cloud your emotion. Like, I know it was an embarrassing moment, but he's slow. We all know he's slow. Let's go to Ethan. Let's go full name. Let's be serious. We need to know who we're dealing with here. Oh, it said that's his full name. Ethan Nwaneri. No middle name, unless they're just not revealing it. Ethan Nwaneri. Oh, Ethan Chidiberi Nwaneri. I hope I haven't butchered that name. All I'm saying is, let's go full screen. If he's not in the starting lineup at 3 p.m. on Saturday, I am not happy. I'm not happy. I've seen Trossard in attacking midfield against Tottenham. He ran around, didn't really do that much. I've seen him against Man City. He basically cost us the game by getting sent off. Play Nwaneri attacking midfield on Saturday. Partey and Rice behind him for protection. And let the boy flourish. We can all see there is a baller there. You've got to give him an opportunity in the Premier League. There's no excuse. He is the replacement for Odegaard. You've tried Havertz attacking mid. No. You've played Trossard there. No, it doesn't work. Who's your next option? Play him. If he was 21 years of age, you'd start him. But because he's 17, we're refusing to play him. Play him. Fabregas played at 16. Rooney at 16. Wilshere at 17. Play him. I'm not saying he's on their level, but how are we going to find out? Start the man on Saturday. It's as simple as that. People giving me the pronunciation. There you go. Big up, John. Start him. Start him on Saturday. And listen, he wasn't unbelievable yesterday. Scored 2 goals, but he's just quality on the ball. You can see the way he receives possession and controls it. He's comfortable. He's got that low centre of gravity. nice weight of his pass, had the confidence to score that second one, because he could have just passed it to Declan Rice. If you look at it, Declan Rice had an open goal, but he decides to finish it himself. I really wanted him to get a hat-trick, but no. Trossard, for me as well, needs a message sending to him that what you did last Sunday was very stupid, and you should not be putting Trossard straight back into the team, because he let us down on Sunday. I also think that sends out the wrong message if Trossard just comes straight back in. Start him. If he's struggling 50, 60 minutes, take him off. He'll still get a round of applause. Play him. Give him a chance. What do you guys think? Olban said, start the brother, calm on the ball, comfortable play, my guy, 53. Bigger. Exactly, number 53, man. He from Nwaneri. Remember the name. We need to see the cheedy chop. Flair settings, says Data. Champar said he is very skillful and confident on the ball. Sterling should start on the left. Oh, it's an intro. We're going to talk about that. Do you know what? Let's go to Raheem Sterling. Let's go to Raheem Sterling's performance last night. I thought his overall gameplay was decent. It wasn't spectacular, but he had a few moments where he was like, there's the pace. He's got very good acceleration. He just, he hits top speed very quickly. And it was an okay performance, but obviously he chipped in with a goal. He chipped in with an assist. If you're a winger, you score, you get an assist, I think the numbers turn it into an 8 out of 10. I'll be honest. If I'm a winger and I get 1 goal, 1 assist, I think I've had a good game, to be honest. But I don't think his performance was amazing. He was out of the game for large periods in the first half. But it's a very big confidence booster. You could tell he was kind of relieved to get his first goal. Simple tap-in. It's a building block. I think he'll play Martinelli, because Martinelli is... listen, Martinelli is our player, and Martinelli's a young player with big potential. I don't think Arteta will turn on Martinelli just yet for Raheem Sterling. I think Sterling will be on the bench. I think Martinelli will start. Martinelli put a very good shift in against Man City. So I'll give him an 8. He did well. It's a building block performance, I would call that, where it will do his confidence well. He needed game time. Got a goal, got an assist. First start at the Emirates. Continue to build. I think Martinelli starts on Saturday against Leicester, and then you get Sterling on for a decent amount of time. Not no little 10, 5 minutes. Bring him on for 25, 30 minutes and then try and get his goal in the Premier League. It will take time with Sterling. What I like about Sterling compared to Martinelli, as I was saying yesterday, he's better in tight spaces. Martinelli needs big space to knock the ball past the defender and start running at full speed. I feel Sterling is better in tighter spaces. So we'll see. We'll see. It's good to have options. Let's go to Bukayo Saka. Again, I'm going to be honest, I don't think he played that well. But he did get an assist. He didn't play bad. I'm not going to mark him down. But he wasn't amazing. They doubled up on him a lot. He got an assist. I'm just going to give him... I said I won't give anybody lower than 6.5. Nobody was bad. Saka got an assist. Outside of the assist, what did he really do, if I'm being honest? It was an easy night's work for him. 6.5, 7 would be the most. Maybe... It was a stat padding performance again, really. He gets an assist, so it makes it better. It was an easy night's work for him. Would you start Sterling on the right or left? I'm starting him on the left just purely because Saka seems to love it on the right. But again, and I've always said this, why can't we change wings sometimes and put Saka on the left for a period of time? I'll give him a 7. There's a lot of Starboy tax attached to it. He got an assist. So no problem there. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he did okay. Someone said got a goal and assist. He didn't get a goal. I was just thinking then, did he get a goal? It was Havertz, wasn't it, who came off the bench. I was thinking then, how come I've only got 4 goals in my mind? Yeah, so we'll finish with Saka with a 7. Now, I'm going to be honest. And let me know in the comments, am I being too harsh? Well, they gave it him as an assist. He drilled it across, and the keeper, it was like a shot, really, and it rebounded to Sterling. They put it down as an assist. But I want to know your guys' opinion. Because people were messaging me last night. You're right, new music, full screen. I got a message from someone last night going, did you see Jesus' nutmeg? And put like a fire emoji. I said, am I missing something here, people? Like, honestly, I had to start looking around the room like, yo, am I missing something here or what? Like, have I lost touch with football and what football is? And trust me, I love Jogger Bonito and nutmegs and things like that. But hang on. Let's break down the facts. Our £45 million Brazilian international striker did not score against a League One team. He played the whole 90 minutes and we beat them 5-1. And you're messaging me talking about a nutmeg. I'm sorry, and I love nutmegs. I go crazy. You've seen me on the stream. Someone gets nutmegged, I go mad. But under the right circumstances. No hate, just facts, bro. We won 5-1 and our striker played 90 and didn't score. That, for me, is alarm bells. I'm smashing the alarm. Call the fire brigade. I've said many times on this channel, Gabriel Jesus is a fantastic football player. Technical ability, first touch, movement, all of that. For me, his time is up at Arsenal Football Club. It probably won't happen until the end of the season, but that signing has not worked. I actually think Lacazette was better than Jesus, and I was more than ready for Lacazette to get sold. I was so ready for Lacazette to get sold. I think Lacazette was better than Jesus. Lacazette actually won Player of the Year at Arsenal 1 year. I've never seen Jesus do that, and he won't do that. He's got to go this summer. 200 grand a week, 45 million. Pep's actually done bank fraud on us. He's done a bank job on us. Like I said, it's not a negative thing, people. But we've moved up a level. When we signed Jesus and Zinchenko, they were considered big signings. Winners. You know, they've won multiple titles. They'll lift up the level of the changing room. No. They did that first year. I'll give them their credit until Jesus got injured. But now we've moved on. This is like an iPhone 10. Or if you're on Samsung S19. There's better phones with better cameras, more megapixels that zoom in more. The internet's quicker, the screen's better. What are you still running with that old mashup phone for when they've upgraded 3 times? And you can get better pictures, better videos, better internet, better everything. This is like an old BlackBerry phone. It's like somebody asking you for your BBM pin. What are you doing, bro? That was 10 years ago. Trying to ping me and vibrate the phone. Yo, relax, man. We don't use them anymore. Don't come to me with these are BlackBerry Messenger footballers. We've moved on. We've moved on, people. So that's where I'm at. I'm sorry, Jay. If I'm a striker and I go home, how'd you get on? 1-5-1. How many did you get? Oh, none. But I did nutmeg somebody. Eh? And I know it ain't all about stats, people, but for me, Jesus, squad player until the end of the season. Help us out sometimes. Do a job on the wing. Do you know what I'm saying? Still running on 3G, bro. I'm telling you, man's on a Nokia composing ringtones. Dun 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 dun. Man's playing Snakes on his 402, people. Composing ringtones. Sending text messages. Not even WhatsApps. It's all mad. I want Zinchenko. I want Gabriel Jesus sold summer 2025. I actually don't mind January 2025. But summer 2025, these Man City boys need selling. Pep's not stupid. He sold them to us for a reason. Because he felt they were a weakness. Jesus gets a 5 for me, lowest rating. I'm sorry, the nutmeg hype ain't enough to get him a good rating. He missed a great chance in the first half. Played the full night. He never really looked like scoring. And that's it. That actually makes me want to get an old phone. Do you know how much I used to love composing a ringtone? I love asking these questions. Like, it's mad how society changes, don't it? Back in the day, we all used to have, like, you'd either compose your ringtone back in the day, or you could, like, you'd pick, like, a music song to be your, like, your ringtone. But now nobody does it. Everybody has the same ringtone. Or your phone's, a lot of people's phones on silent. But it's mad how it changes, isn't it? What if I just bring it back, just start composing my own ringtones? Crazy Frog ringtone, man, I'm telling you. It's all mad. BBM days, by the way, jeez. I feel like that was the pinnacle of phones. That's when phones were just fun times, man, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie, I'm a silent phone, man. My phone's always on silent. I don't know why. Like, the phone making noise just bothers me. It's like it's disrupting me. My phone's on silent. But yeah, I used to have 50 Cent Many Men ringtone. Yeah, man, you just only had music back in the day. Mine was Dipset, Santana's Town. Them bangers, you know. Jesus on. Listen, I'm on Hotmail, so be respectful about Hotmail. Same, I go, yeah, man, my phone's always on silent, man. You know what I mean? You might have to ring me 3 times before I answer. You know? But anyway, let's move on. Let's go. Who came off the bench? Gabriel Magalhaes, Martinelli, Havertz, Kabaya, and Maldini Kakori. I'll give them all a... What did they do, really? No, I'll give them all a 6. Havertz gets a 7 because he scored. I can't remember much that Kabaya did, Maldini, and the 2 Gabbies. So, standard 6. Do not disturb on 100%. I'm telling you, bro. Phone's on silent permanently. You got to ring me 2 or 3 times. I always tell people, just message me. Yeah, I'm still on Hotmail, bro. I'm old school. I'm very old school with it. So, right, there we go. We wrap it up. Give Arteta 8.5 out of 10. He gave the young players a chance. That's what we wanted to see. Fair enough. We move on. Job done. Carabao Cup. Let's move on. Now, let's move on to the next round. Let's move on to the next. Samsung S19 doesn't exist. Oh, you lot. See, I knew somebody would be smart. What's the S20 then? Is there an S20? It's got to be an S20. I legit think there is a good chance to get some silverware. Right. Carabao Cup draw. I didn't stay on there for the draw last night, but this was the draw. And it was favourable to Arsenal. That is for sure. This is the draw. Let me zoom in even more so you get an even better view of this. When I saw this draw, I was delighted with this draw for more than one reason. So Arsenal will play Preston North End away from home in the next round. Preston North End, Championship club, away from home. Listen, it will be harder than the Bolton game was. Bolton are League One, and it was at the Emirates. This will be at Preston. It will be a lively atmosphere, but they are a Championship team, and you would expect us to go there and beat them. I feel like Arsenal, especially in this competition, don't often get good draws in this. We end up, I think last year, did we get Brentford away and then West Ham away and we got knocked out? We usually get hard draws in this. Preston, yeah, the Invincible derby. They did the Invincibles, obviously, before the Premier League existed. But if you look at the entire draw, and just in the big games in particular, Tottenham have got Manchester City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I mean, you would expect Man City to win that. Tottenham are allergic to trophies. We know this. And Pep seems to like winning this, although Pep did say he would not be taking this competition as seriously this year, and he was going to rotate the squad massively. So maybe Man City will rotate so much that they will have a weak team out. Newcastle, if they beat Wimbledon, will get Chelsea. You would expect Newcastle to win that. Man United have got Leicester. I think they'll win that. And Liverpool have to go to Brighton. And Villa have got Palace. So you're looking at potentially, Tottenham or Man City going out, Newcastle or Chelsea going out, and Brighton or Liverpool. I mean, the way Man United played against FC20, I wouldn't even bank on them winning that either. But we've got a great opportunity here. If we beat Preston, which we should, we're already in the quarterfinals. This is the last 16. If we win, we're in the quarterfinals. So you're only looking at a quarter-final, a two-legged semi-final, and a final. 4 games and you're lifting the trophy if things go well for you. And listen, you could even get a good draw in the next round. Let's say Southampton beat Stoke and you get Southampton at the Emirates. All of a sudden, you beat Southampton, you're in a semi-final, and anything can happen. I really want to see Arsenal get to Wembley this year. I think we need to see Arsenal in a cup final and win it. 2020 since we went to Wembley for a cup final. Obviously, yeah, Community Shield, but I want to see Arsenal at Wembley and lifting silverware this year. Pep's probably trolling. It's probably mind games. Oh, I'm not taking this serious. Next minute, man's got his full strength team out. He will not want to go to Tottenham and lose, I tell you that. So the draw definitely went in our favour, and I'm delighted with that draw. To get a championship team away from home. Obviously, I would have liked to have got them at home in our own environment. And it will be a lively atmosphere. We'll have to play a decent team. But a very good draw. Very good draw. So, listen, we've got to win as many trophies as possible. I won't turn down anything this season. And if we can get, obviously, we've still got a number of players injured. If we can get Marino, Odegaard, Tierney, Tomiyasu, all of these guys back from injury, it gives us more squad depth to rotate. So, personally, I'm very, very happy with that draw. People forget that Pep's reserves are players like Foden, Grealish, Oscar Bob, Rico Lewis. I think Foden will end up obviously getting in the team, but he's given him a lot of time to get ready after the Euros. But you're right, his rotation players are still top quality. Clement said we need to win a trophy this season, period. Couldn't agree more. We need this trophy, says Ash, 100%. We haven't won this trophy for 30 years. We're due. I think it might even be 34 years. So, no, 33? I think it was 1993, so 31 years. We need to win this. City ain't the same without Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne's not out for long, though. De Bruyne's not out for long, so 31 years without a League Cup, I would definitely take it, people. Oh, it'd actually be 32 years because you can't win it until 2025. So, yeah, I think we're due a trophy, that is for sure. A major trophy would be even better, but I will take the Carabao Cup at this stage. I really would. Let's finish. I got one bit of transfer news, but we'll do quickly a bit of press conference reaction. We'll do a press conference reaction. I wasn't going to do it, but let's do it. I didn't even do a fan cam video last night, so my apologies. That will be back for the Leicester game. Let's hear what Arteta had to say. I'm sure he'll be talking about the young players. On the performance of our young gunners, he said, a positive night. The result, the performance we gave to a lot of senior players, they showed quality. Let's skip it. On Jack Porter's reaction to starting for Arsenal at 16, we told him yesterday he was over the moon. He spoke to his family. They weren't prepared for that. It's a big step, big occasion. I think they were nervous, but he reacted well. He was composed in training. His teammates really helped him. What an experience. What a way to break the record. I'm assuming was he the youngest goalkeeper, I think somebody said. Sipping syrup, people. Nyamming waffles for that Coman music. Mickey Rouse, the boss. But he did well. Fair play to Porter. On Nwaneri scoring his first goals for the club. On the second one, I was really happy for him because he scored. I'm very happy, I know the reaction of his teammates. I think overall, again, he was really good. It was a really strong performance. I think he feels part of us. You can tell he's playing with confidence, that belief and the understanding of what he needs to do. Give him a chance, mate. On our senior players guiding the younger players, they were already doing it in training, blah, blah, blah. On Raheem Sterling's performance, it's very good. I think he's getting better and better. Physically, you can tell he's making steps. The moment the game opened up a little, you know what he can do. He can deliver. He was involved in a few goals, a positive night. On David Raya's injury, if he will feature this weekend, he said, we don't know yet. He's got a muscular injury. Now, I'll be totally honest. I didn't know it was a muscular injury. I thought somebody said he had a cut on his knee. Well, that's not good. We may end up with Neto in goal because if it's a muscular injury, then you would expect that's going to affect him kicking the ball and stuff. So we got to be very careful. We have Champions League on Tuesday, so we may see Neto starting goal for Arsenal this weekend. He's not a bad keeper, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. What I would say is don't take unnecessary risks. Got a lot of games coming up. On why Jack Porter was selected in goal. Jack has been training with us since pre-season. We're confident he can do the role. Obviously, he plays in the international team. We've seen what he can do, and we believe he was the right choice. As I said, there was an older goalkeeper on the bench. On how close Nwaneri is to starting in the Premier League. He said, let's go. It's another step. I think it's ahead of what anyone could have expected in his journey with the first team. He's always ahead of what anyone expected and what I expected. He's part of us, so he will have the minutes. He's not really saying. Grand Cardi said Curtis Neto is average. A few Bournemouth fans were saying that his handling is not very good, which is a worry. Especially if, we're playing against teams that put crosses in. But we'll have to see. On having a dream about starting a team full of academy graduates. I mean, what kind of a question is that? Like, genuinely, I mean, as you know, people, when I said, can we sign Mbappe? A lot of people agreed with that question. A lot of people tried to cook me for that. I want to know what you think about that question from a fully fledged university graduating journalist on you having a dream about starting a team full of academy graduates. HLN tax, man. I have all kinds of dreams. It's nice to have one. It's not. But it's a nice one to have. It's positive. What is a reality of a dream is the team I have that I have to manage. What a ridiculous waste of time that question is. On whether the players have school in the morning. There are a few. They're going to have to be there. It's going to be great. They were buzzing after the game. They spoke to the players just to thank them. It was a nice moment. I think they're trying to drop banter there. On what Arteta was doing when he was 16. 16, I was living in Barcelona, living on my own in La Masia, training between the B team and the first team. And whether he sees himself in Jack... Pause, by the way. Man said, in Jack... Get this off. I'm sorry, man. Jamaican family Rasta, man. We can't have these kind of madness. What kind of blood clot question? Oh, you mean, Bridgin? Like, people, yo, bun this, Yard man, When I deal with them things. What kind of question this? On whether he sees himself in Jack Porter, he said, in Jack, question mark. What a blood clot. I'm not even going to read the answer. I don't... Let's just move on, people. Let's move on. We need some red stripe! Oh, my days. Arsenal Diddy, man. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's all mad people. It's bad boy. Oh, my God. What's happening here? Ah, dear. Let's just move on. On switching off from football in between a succession of matches. The question's too long. At the moment, it's not easy. Obviously, we have time. We have at home with our families. Let's move on. On whether Mikel has any hobbies outside of football. I mean, is this is your life? What are they doing it? Were they crying in the press conference? Of course the man's got hobbies. What do you think? Just football 24/7? He said, no, my biggest one is to spend time with my wife and kids when I have time. Yeah, tennis is one of them. I don't have a lot of time to play. My kids try to get me to play PlayStation, Mario Kart, these things. I'm not a big fan of that yet. I mean, Mikel, listen, we've had problems over the years. We've had problems. We're working our way through it. No problem. Hopefully you win the league title, get you on the green screen. I do ASMR for the waffles, eat waffles, all is forgiven. I shook hands and spoke to him in LA. We're moving forward, people. But let me tell you something right now. Don't ever disrespect Mario Kart, my friend. because growing up, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch that my sons have got right now, you put some respect on Mario Kart, my friend, because I've had many hours of fun playing on Super Mario Kart. Finishing outside the top 4, me ripping my shirt open, not signing a striker, throwing a Aubameyang out the club. I can live with that, but don't you disrespect Mario Kart, my friend. That is one of the legit legendary games of all time. One of the best ever. You do not disrespect Mario Kart, my friend. That goes down in the history books. I'll take any slander, but you don't diss Mario Kart. One of the best games of all time. Nah, man, I'm not happy with that. Really not happy with that. Yo, keep Mario's name out your mouth, bro. Keep Mario. Maybe he's a Donkey Kong fan. Who knows, people? I don't know. We know that Havertz loves donkeys, so maybe he prefers Donkey Kong instead of Mario. I don't know. I'm not sure, but we were talking about these games yesterday, but you know, flinging the shell or dropping the banana, someone skids on it. Those moments, you know, they're legendary moments when you're in your gaming days, people. You're being chased by someone, you drop the banana, they skid off the track. Does he not understand those moments? In gaming history, people, you put some respect on Mario, man. Seriously, it's serious. But anyway, let's move on. Next time I'm in a press conference, shall I ask him about that, Mikel? 25th of September, you were very disrespectful of Mario Kart. Are you more of a Sonic fan? Crash Bandicoot? Donkey Kong? What's your... But anyway, Kira said, I want to play now. I'm tempted to go on there just to defend the legacy. Anyway, let's move on. This is a crazy press conference. Diddy questions and now Mario Kart. On what sets apart this current group of players in the squad from previous? I think it's the time in your career you know that you start to dream or to pursue certain objectives, targets. When you have accomplished them, you want something else. At that moment, if the team and the club cannot provide that, you need to do it elsewhere. It's something natural, I think. Let's end it. Just end the damn press conference. Get it over with. Some of those questions. I think the red shell did get Jorginho. Was that one that made the player get smaller? And then he just had no speed. I'm telling you, Jorginho, they did something to him. They had him running in slow motion. Yeah, Jesus sliding on the banana ski. You see him fall over yesterday. It was madness. Please mention Mario Kart in the next presser. I'll probably never get back in a press conference, but it'd be a good question. Nyamming waffles, sipping syrup. Nwaneri the Great dined on Bolton steak. Serenaded by that Coleman music. Big up your damn self. Big up everyone locked in. Arteta's just dissed Super Mario Kart for anyone tuning in. I'm shocked. My childhood is hurt right now. If he'd said something about Ninja Turtles, honestly, it would have been over. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. As long as he doesn't, overstep the mark. Arsenal have made a 5-man shortlist. You know when they get these stories, I just never... I don't know what to make. It's just a sensationalized headline. And you've scooped that many strikers into it. The actual headline name in the title is Daily Dusan. You know we're going to end up talking about him in January, don't you? I don't know what it is with Dusan Vlahovic, but they are obsessed with him, if this is actually true. I don't know what the obsession is with him. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a decent player. 24 years of age, 16 goals last year in 33 games, 10 the year before. I mean, those numbers, I feel Havertz can put those numbers up. I just don't see the hype around Dusan Vlahovic. For me, I'm sorry, there's 5 names on this list. I'm only interested in one of them. The other 4, dash them all in the bin. Benjamin Sesko, no, you rejected us to stay at Leipzig. You stay there, Tesco. Marcus Thuram, no, you're not as good as your dad. Lilian Thuram is an iconic defender. You're an average live wire striker, right? Basically a French Danny Welbeck. Don't want Thuram. Jonathan David. The only Canadian player I want at Arsenal is Alphonso Davies, my friend. I don't want Jonathan David. You've got two first names. It just don't sound right. Something about it doesn't work. And Dusan Vlahovic, I'm sorry, mate. You ignored our calls, left us on 2 blue ticks, right? Reading all our messages and just pieing us off. And then to add insult to injury, blocked us. And then now, because we're fresh. Oh, you're responding. Yo, relax yourself, bro. You stay there at Juventus, man. You stay there. If it ain't Gyökeres, I ain't interested. There's no other name on that list that I have any interest in coming to Arsenal. Simple as that. I don't want none of them. Get Gyökeres to Arsenal. That's it. That is all it is. Get Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal. I don't want no one else on that list. Sesko, Tesco. Thuram, you're not Lillian. Jonathan David, 2 first names. Dusan Vlahovic, no. Not interested. Right? Gyökeres or no one else. Don't deliver any of them other ones. I'm telling you that much. Dusan opened up his DMs, the heavy, how you like me now. I'm telling you, now we're in the title race, man wants to respond to us. We should block him now. So you stay there. The crazy thing about it, when you read the story, it says that they want 75 million euros for Vlahovic, which is around 67 million pounds. Why don't you just pay 80 million and get Gyökeres, who's absolutely ripping up the place? Vlahovic got 16 goals in Italy. I've seen Tammy Abraham get more than 16 goals in Italy, and I do not rate him. He's just a taller Eddie Nketiah, so I don't want him. Gyökeres has got 10 goals already in the league in 6 matches. He got 29 last year. I'm sorry, no. Gyökeres or no one else. Thierry Henry, but because the French pronunciation, Thierry Henry. If it was Terry Henry and he was from, Stoke or something, hey, that Terry Henry from Stoke, then I'll have a problem. But because it's got so much swag, Thierry Henry, va-va-voom, je ne sais quoi. It works. It just works. It's the French twang on it, people. It's not Terry Henry, is it? You know what I mean? So he can get away with it. It's Thierry. He can do whatever he wants. Do whatever he wants, people. Arsenal are interested in Florian Wirtz. I don't see that happening. Elliot said, I'm Canadian and I don't want David. Nah. I want someone else. It's got to be Gyökeres. But I think one thing is for certain. We need a striker. They're talking about potentially next summer. I don't think we can wait till next summer. We need to get them in January. Amaru said, big up the community. Still stuck in Italy after our match versus Atalanta. On vacation over here and enjoying the sun in South Italy. Ethan is the truth. I mean, listen, it's nice over there, so I'm sure you're not worried about chilling in the south of Italy. The weather over here at the moment is not great, I'll be honest. So I wouldn't rush to get back over here. Michael said his son is called Thierry, all down to the missus. Decent. Listen, you can't go wrong. Hopefully he's a baller as well. Arsenal are interested in signing Trophy the dog to partner Win the dog. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. We'll get a new puppy. Nando said, too funny why I watch pure comedy. Listen, if you don't leave this channel with information or entertainment, then I've failed. If you haven't learnt something or you haven't laughed about something, I've not done my job. So, I hope you've laughed. If not, I hope you've learnt something. Curtis, you see the mayor of New York indicted in Diddy's case. It's wild over it. Listen, bro. Man was throwing parties with hundreds of people, putting cameras in the rooms, all kind of madness going on in the rooms. Can you imagine the stuff that he's got on camera and the people that are going to get pulled into that? It's going to be wild, bro. That Diddy case is not straightforward. This ain't like the R. Kelly case. He's going to probably bring down half of the industry with him. So, they'll do a deal with him, I think, to let a lot of people off. Listen, people, I'm out of here. I am out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Been a great show as always. Just under 2,000 of you tuned in. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. We'll be building up to the game against Leicester. It'll be press conference reaction tomorrow. Because it's a home game, press conference should be around 1:30. I'll be live at 2. Press conference reaction. We'll see if David Raya's fit. We'll predict the team lineup. And then obviously we'll have the watch along on Saturday against Leicester. Thank you very much. Take care. Enjoy your Thursday. And I'll see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.